Welcome to the another episode of Pitch BrandTalk. The festive season Home Credit India is lighting up its vibrant new campaign, hashtag Upgrade Wali Diwali. An exciting extension of its core brand philosophy, hashtag Zindagi Hit. As a leading consumer finance company, Home Credit India continues to empower millions by marketing lifestyle upgrades, accessible, affordable, and stress free. In this special edition of Pitch Brand Talk, we sit down with Ashish, the driving force behind the brand's digital and marketing transformation, to explore how the campaign brings joy, financial confidence, and meaningful impact to customers across the country. Tune in for an inspiring conversation on blending purpose with performance in modern brand storytelling. Hello, Ashish. Hello.
Anushka,
So my first question will be, as Diwali is a key season for consumer spending in India, how important is the festive period for Home Credit's overall business?
I think like with any other organization, we are organization which enables consumer to be able to purchase the consumer durables. Okay, I think as the CD sales, as they say, rough estimate says that the consumer durable and mobile sales in this season would be almost about 30 to 35% of the yearly sales. And as we enable the aspirations of millions who are buying the same product, so the similar kind of a business numbers remain important for us. Besides that, I think this is a very important time for us to be able to enable our TG to aspire more, to aspire bigger, to be able to do what they always wanted to do, to be able to take on new responsibilities, to be able to fulfill their desires and the requirements of the family, including at times the wishes. Yeah, so that becomes very important. I think that's the thought which we are trying to resonate in Upgrade Wali Diwali, whereas we are showcasing how multiple generations, despite the so-called generational gaps, and can come together and lead the way forward for a happy festival season.
Okay, so what is the central idea behind hashtag Upgrade Wali Diwali relationship? What inspired the creative choices, and how do you expect audience to connect with it?
Yeah. So, Home Credit, our brand philosophy revolves around giving you, being partner to our consumers in creating moments which they can cherish and extract the best out of life, which we term it as Zindagi Hit. Yeah, with Home Credit. The entire philosophy this time when we were looking back, we have been weaving stories around the empowering our consumer segments in different way. When we looked at this time on the Diwali season, we realized that uh, one phenomena which happens in everyday life in all our households is around two or three different generations coming together, everybody to celebrate. And when you come together, there are times when not always everything which you say lands up in the similar fashion. While the intent can be the best, the execution can become challenging, and that is what you will see in the story what we have weaved together. It's a very sweet story of a family, whereas a father and son who have their own initially who have their own set of difficult conversations or difficult moments as such, how they are still at core thinking about each other and standing for each other and standing for family, how two different generations can look at same thing differently and yet desire the same outcome. I think that made this the entire creative look very, very beautiful, the story look very beautiful. The way we are trying to connect with audience, I think it's a very everyday story of Indian households. We are a family oriented country. We are a country whereas we like to celebrate the festivals, may it be any festival, is all about family. And when you look at I think these stories like these warms up your heart
Hmm.
to connect back with family. They also acknowledge the fact that yes, there could be differences in point of view, but still we stand for each other. And I think it also resonates very well with home credit, the way we stand with our consumers.
Hmm.
It's about it's about acknowledging their challenges at the same point in time, remaining trustworthy, simple, digitally led, so that we provide a frictionless consumer experience during all parts of the year, most importantly this very important festival season.
So you mentioned about the the generation, the bond between the family and the two generation. So the storyline revolves around a father son relationship. What inspired this creative choice, and how do you expect audience to connect with it? As I know you have mentioned it earlier, but of course this is the.
No problem, Anushka. I think the inspiration comes from the deep understanding of our consumers. Our consumers are family oriented, they are aspiration, they are upwardly aspirational. They are trying to extract more from their moment, every moment now. And finance needs to act as an enabler out there. The entire story is about celebrating that bond, celebrating that aspirational outlook of doing better, celebrating that trust, which is one of the core to our brand. So, and the way we expect or we feel that audience will connect is because of, as I said, it's a everyday story. It's a story of your house and my house.
Yeah.
It's a story of it's a everyday Indian story, whereas a father and son, mother and daughter,
Hmm.
mother-in-law and daughter-in-law come together,
Hmm.
have those small sweet bitter moments, but finally everything
Everything gets resolved.
yeah, everything gets resolved, things come around, and all we are looking for is the betterment of the family, making up a better future and creating those zindagi hit moments.
Hmm. Okay. So, do you believe relatable family dynamics make festive campaigns more impactful than purely, aspirational product-led stories?
I won't choose one over another.
Hmm.
It all depends on where does your brand stands and at what ladder are you wanting to connect with our customers.
Hmm.
Okay, and at the end of the day, as a brand, uh, it's a choice between how brands make those choices. Yeah, so I would not like to say that one is better over another. It's all about at what brand ladder you are wanting to connect with your consumer, and at what and but at the same point in time, if you look at during, especially during festival times,
Hmm.
festivals are about family.
Yeah.
Festivals are about emotions. Festivals are about relationships and shared responsibilities. I mean, Diwali is what? You clean house, I will get the decoration done. You do this, I will do that. Am I right? So we are all trying to come together for that one moment. And I think it all as a brand, home credit. We aspire and we work towards to be a part of our consumers' everyday life. We are not somebody who is on the sidelines. We are in the center point of our consumers' life. So why not we also join them together and celebrate the stories, celebrate the everyday life which my consumers are living. And
Hmm.
that was what the core thought of when we created this campaign, which is more around family, more around aspirational, more around the celebrating the bond and creating zindagi hit.
Okay. So, I want to know your views about this. How this recent GST, reforms like simplified complaints and faster credit availability benefited NBFCs like home credit during the festive season.
I think GST rate reforms are unparalleled and must thank the government to be able to come up to that. The way it has done are two. One, it is certainly accelerating consumption,
Mm.
and it is expected to accelerate consumption. And when the consumption increases, which essentially means that low GST means more money coming in our consumers' hand, which acts as a catalyst for consumer spending. And when that increases, I think, as they say, when the tide rises, all the boat rise.
Mm.
So when consumers have more to spend, their outlook for future becomes more positive. Then you can aspire more, and when you aspire more, you can dream bigger. And when you dream big and have and at that point in time with the right financing model, you can actually enable a lot more consumers to do better in their life and live a better life and extract more from life at that point in time.
Mm. So, in practical terms, how do these reforms help, end customers during, peak festive demands?
I think, as I said, I don't have a data as of now that how much demand is being can be attributed to the GST reforms versus the festival. I think that data will come probably post festival. Some data points will start emerging, but from a trend line, it's a from a common trend line basis. As I said, when a consumer have more, at least the elbow room to spend because of lower taxes, the overall consumption should increase. It
Mm.
brings in more. It brings in more joy. It brings in more euphoric moments for the consumer's life, which should translate into the actually loosening the strings of the wallet.
Okay. So, transparency and accessibility are key in finance. How do you solution ensure customer confidence and ease of use?
I think I mentioned that one of the core values of the brand operates is trust,
Mm.
and trust comes by transparency. I need to be very, very transparent with my consumers. So our way of transparency and accessibility is that we use technology to cut the mundane task,
Mm.
repetitiveness, and make it super fast. We use the minimal documentation, easy EMIs, quick approval. Not only that, we also ensure that our documentation is very, very simple. Our TNC is what we are giving. It's our solutions, the way we are designing, are having clear communication of terms and conditions, digital first journey, and there are no hidden surprises,
Mm.
which enables consumers to have more trust.
Mm.
You get what you see is a
Mm.
simple philosophy
Yeah.
to follow out here.
So, retailers are, critical during festive sales. How is Home Credit working with them to ensure smooth product availability and financing options?
Yeah. So I think you touched upon a very right node of our entire home credit family, which is retailers. I think our retailers are the face of the brand to the consumers, and they're the backbone of the business.
Mm.
So our entire business is, as I said, we are into financing, and our entire business is built on the empowering them to maximize out of their business.
Mm.
Yeah, especially during sales season. So the way these campaigns work is to be able to get them more footfall. We are present almost at about 625 cities and more than 50,000 points of sales. A part of that, it's about the seamless point of sales devices which are being provided. So which are part of our digital solutions, which enable them to be able to process the application super fast, frictionless. It's about giving them innovative products, like I said. It's about creating a trustworthy environment which
Mm.
is there with the consumers so that they are able to quickly process. Our retail suite from a CD financing or a mobile financing revolves around Ujjwal EMI card, which gives consumers a pre-approved credit limit of up to 75,000 rupees, which means that the pre-approved consumers which have these limits can quickly purchase without any friction, which enables retailers to do more and extract more.
Okay. So, what feedback are you receiving from retail partners about the role of consumer financing in boosting sales during Diwali? When before last year also. So, what is the feedback?
I think I think the feedback has been always very, very positive. See, as we said, there are public data available around the overall consumer financing in the CD space. It depends on which report you are referring to. There are multiple reports suggest multiple data points. But overall, if you look at mobile financing or a CD financing, it contributes to a significant churn. And like I said earlier, financing enables consumers to do to bring their tomorrow today. What you would have done tomorrow or waited for something, you could actually do it today.
Hmm.
And for a retailer, this means access to a large set of consumers who are having a budget sensitivities at that point in time, converting them from just a shoppers to a confirmed buyers. Yeah, for various different ticket sizes and different depending on their needs.
Yeah.
The schemes like zero down payment and no cost EMIs encourage consumers to upgrade to the next bucket of consumption products. So if I'm on a feature phone, I'll move to say a smartphone and stuff like that.
And basically to upgrade the living standard of living and
Exactly. And at the end of the day, the entire transaction happens through retail points. So yeah, and then the simplicity in the entire process enables them the less challenges and the less friction you bring into the consumer journey, the better it is for both the consumer and retailer. It brings in more trust, it brings in more joy. At the end of the day, financing should not cost you the entire day.
Okay. So, how do you measure how will you measure the success of campaign like, Upgrade Wali Diwali beyond the immediate business metrics?
I think what we certainly, uh, beyond the business metrics, I think things which are important for us to look at are the brand saliency and affinity, the emotional resonance which the campaign should bring in, and which gets tracked in various studies, whether it is the NPS, we do ENPS, TNPS, RNPS, we do the BHT. So I think, and then finally, the customer loyalty and stickiness are the final touch points, whereas you get to realize that have you been able to resonate with the consumers, or is the campaign being able to resonate with the consumers? A part of all the mathematics. I'm so sorry, I don't know. Somebody's desperate to speak to me.
It's fine.
Leave it, no problem.
So, can you share any early, response metrics from the campaign of digital reach, the campaign's digital reach, customer engagement, or, retail partner feedback?
See, the retail partner feedback has been very, very encouraging. Having said that, numbers are yet to be collated because of this campaign has just gone out. And like we say, I mean, you understand digital as much as I understand. Any speculation at this point in time on numbers would not be right on my part, because of campaign is still in a very, very early phase. Having said that, we have got a lot, whatever wherever we have reached, we have got a very, very positive, at least a feedback from all quarters, whether it is my internal customers, which is my sales and other employees team, whether it is my partners, whether it is like our well-wishers like you who have seen the campaign, or whether it is the retail partners where we are deploying it.
So, my very last question: how do you measure the impact of such campaigns beyond sales, like in terms of brand equity or customer trust?
We would look at both brand equity as well as customer trust. As I said, we will look at our BHT, which is brand health track, and the NPS, which tell us more in granularity. And finally, the consumer love, how the consumers are looking at our brand. post campaign and pre campaign. We do pre, post, eval both.
So here we end our interview. Thanks Ashish for joining, and for this pitch brand talk. And of course, tune in for the next episode.